The combined fleet that left Earth was like nothing the galaxy had ever seen. 50 human warships traveled alongside the Alterian diplomatic vessels. The humans called it Operation Friendship, a mission to protect their new allies. Captain Jinho commanded the flagship Indomitable, a massive ship that looked like it was built for war. But when he spoke to the Alterians, his voice was gentle and respectful. "We are honored to fight alongside peaceful people who choose to help strangers," he told Captain Yuna over the radio. The journey back to New Seren took only 2 weeks. Human ships could travel much faster than Alterian ones. They used something called quantum gates, a technology that could bend space itself. "How do your ships move so fast?" Kiwan asked Dohyun. "We learned to make space smaller," Dohyun explained. "Instead of traveling far, we make far become close." When they arrived at New Seren, they found the planet under attack. The Vorthak fleet was huge, over 200 pirate ships surrounding the beautiful world. They had already destroyed several space stations and were demanding that all Alterians surrender. "This is Warlord Grexus of the Vorthak Empire," came a rough voice over the radio. "Small people of New Seren, you have insulted us. You will give us everything you have or we will burn your world." Elder Minho was on the planet's surface coordinating the defense. The Alterian fleet had only 40 ships, and most were not built for fighting. "Grexus," Elder Minho replied, "we offer you the chance to leave peacefully. We do not want war." The warlord laughed. "You cannot fight us, weak ones. We have 5 ships for every one of yours. Surrender now." That's when Captain Jinho's voice cut through the communications. "Warlord Grexus, this is Captain Jinho of the Earth Defense Fleet. You are attacking our allies. Leave this system immediately." There was silence for a moment. Then Grexus spoke again, confused. "Earth? We do not know this Earth. Who are you to threaten the Vorthak?" "We are the friends of people who help strangers in need," Jinho replied. "You have 1 minute to begin withdrawing, or we will remove you." "You are only 50 ships," Grexus shouted. "We are 200. We will destroy you." "You're welcome to try," Jinho said calmly. The Vorthak fleet attacked first, as everyone expected. 200 pirate ships charged toward the combined human and Alterian forces. What happened next shocked everyone watching. The human ships moved unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. They were so fast they seemed to teleport from place to place. Their weapons fired beams of energy that cut through pirate ships like knives through paper. In the first minute of battle, 20 Vorthak ships were destroyed. The human fleet had not lost a single vessel. "Impossible," Grexus screamed. "What kind of weapons are these?" Captain Jinho answered while his ships continued their deadly dance through space. "The weapons of people who will not let bullies hurt the innocent." The battle that followed was not really a battle at all. It was a demonstration of what happened when an advanced civilization decided to protect a peaceful one. Human ships used quantum gates to appear anywhere they wanted in the battle. Their shields were so strong that pirate weapons could barely scratch them. Their own weapons were precise and devastating, but the most amazing thing was how they fought. The humans didn't just attack randomly. They worked together like parts of a single machine, each ship knowing exactly what the others would do. Within 30 minutes, half the Vorthak fleet was destroyed or disabled. The rest were trying to escape. "This is impossible," Grexus said, his voice now filled with fear. "Who are you people?" "We are humans," Captain Jinho replied. "We are the friends of the Alterians. Attack them, and you attack us. Remember that." The surviving Vorthak ships jumped to hyperspace, fleeing as fast as they could. The great pirate fleet that had terrorized this part of the galaxy was broken in less than an hour. On New Seren, crowds gathered in the streets to cheer. They had been saved by their new human friends, but Admiral Hayasu, who had come with the fleet, had more to announce. "People of New Seren," she said, broadcasting to the entire planet. "What happened here today is just the beginning. The Alterian people have shown us what it means to be truly civilized. You helped one of our people when you didn't have to. You spent your resources and time to bring him home safely." She paused, letting her words reach every person listening. "In return, Earth officially declares the Alterian worlds to be under our protection. Any attack on your people is an attack on humanity. We will share our technology with you, trade with you, and stand beside you as friends and allies. Elder. Minho was so moved he could barely speak. Admiral, this is more than we ever dreamed. We only did what we thought was right. That's exactly why you deserve this friendship, Admiral Hyesu replied. You didn't help Do-hyun because you wanted something in return. You helped him because it was the right thing to do. That's the kind of people we want as allies. Over the following months, everything changed for both civilizations. Human technology helped the Alterians build better ships, better cities, and better lives. Alterian wisdom helped humans learn new ways to solve problems peacefully. Together, they reached out to other species in the galaxy. Many worlds that had lived in fear of pirates now joined the growing alliance. Captain Yuna became the first Alterian to command a human-built starship. She used it to explore new worlds and make contact with other peaceful species. Do-hyun married Dr. Nara in a ceremony that was broadcast across both worlds. Their wedding became a symbol of how different peoples could come together in friendship. 3 years ago, I was a lost explorer floating in space, Do-hyun said at the wedding. Yuna and her crew could have ignored my distress signal. They could have left me to die. Instead, they chose to help a stranger. He looked at his new wife, then at his human and Alterian friends. That one choice changed everything. It brought our peoples together. It made the galaxy a safer place for everyone. It shows that small acts of kindness can have enormous results. 5 years later, the Human-Alterian Alliance included over 30 different species. The galaxy was more peaceful than it had been. In centuries, pirates still existed, but they were careful not to attack Alliance worlds. They had learned what happened to those who hurt peaceful people. Captain Yuna, now an admiral, often told the story of how they found Do-hyun. She would end the story the same way every time. We thought we were just saving one person's life. We didn't know we were changing the galaxy. But that's how kindness works. You never know how far it will spread or how many lives it will touch. In the end, the Alterians had received much more than Earth's fleet in appreciation. They had received something more valuable. Proof that good people exist throughout the universe and that helping others is always the right choice. The galaxy was a better place because one small mining crew decided to answer a distress call from a stranger. And everyone who lived in that galaxy was safer because humanity chose to protect those who had shown such kindness. It was, as Elder Minho often said, the greatest trade in galactic history. The Alterians had given their help to one human, and, in return, they had received the friendship of all humanity. Some gifts once given keep growing forever. The massive ship appeared in Earth's sky without warning. It was bigger than anything humans had ever built. Bigger than cities. Bigger than mountains. The alien vessel blocked out the sun as it moved into position above the planet. President Park Min-ho stood at the window of his office in Geneva. He watched the giant shadow pass overhead. His hands shook as he reached for the red phone on his desk. Within minutes, every world leader was on the emergency call. "How big is that thing?" asked the British Prime Minister. Admiral Lee Daeho's voice came through the speakers. "Sir, our best estimate is 15 kilometers long. It has enough firepower to turn our entire planet into glass." The alien ship stopped moving. It hung in the sky like a dark cloud. Then the message came. Every television, every radio, every computer screen on Earth showed the same thing at the same time. The creature that appeared was tall and thin. Its body looked like it was made of blue crystal. When it spoke, its voice sounded like breaking glass mixed with thunder. "I am Ambassador Velthara of the Galactic Dominion. Your species has reached the point where you must choose. Submit to our rule or face destruction. You have 72 hours to decide." The message played 3 times. Then the screens went dark. In the emergency meeting room deep under the Swiss mountains, Earth's leaders sat in shocked silence. President Park looked around the table at faces filled with fear and confusion. "Has anyone dealt with aliens before?" he asked. Dr. Kim So-young, Earth's top expert on space life, cleared her throat. We have studied their signals for 20 years. The Galactic Dominion controls most of the galaxy. Every planet they visit gets the same choice: submit or die. What happens to planets that submit? Asked the Russian president. They become slave worlds. The aliens take their resources, their people, everything useful. The planet stays alive, but the people have no freedom. Admiral Lee pulled up a hologram showing Earth's space defenses. We have 112 combat ships. Intelligence suggests the Dominion has thousands. Our weapons are primitive compared to theirs. General Han Mi-kyung, head of Earth's combined military forces, leaned forward. What about planets that refuse? Dr. Kim's face turned pale. In the last 50 years, 12 planets said no. All 12 are now dead rocks floating in space. The room fell silent again. The weight of the decision pressed down on everyone. Captain Choi Hyun-woo of the UEC Defiance had been quiet until now. He stood up slowly. His uniform showed medals from every major conflict of the last decade. With respect, sir, he said to President Park, I didn't spend my life defending human freedom just to hand it over to aliens. Captain, be realistic, said the German Chancellor. We cannot fight them. It would be suicide. Maybe, Choi replied, but humans have always fought. When backed into corners, we fought wild animals with sticks and stones. We fought diseases that killed millions. We fought each other for thousands of years, and somehow we survived all of it. Commander Yoon Nara, the youngest person in the room, spoke up. Captain Choi is right. My grandmother lived through the invasion wars. She always told me that freedom lost is freedom that might never come back. President Park looked at each face around the table. Fear was there, but also something else. Something that made him proud to be human. Dr. Kim, tell me honestly, is there any chance we could win? The scientist hesitated. In a straight fight? No. But humans are not known for fighting straight fights. We are known for finding ways to win when winning should be impossible. Admiral Lee nodded. We have been preparing for this day since we first detected alien signals 20 years ago. Our ships may be fewer, but they are built specifically for fighting a superior enemy. How? Asked the French president. Speed, stealth, and surprise. Our ships are small and fast. We can hide in asteroid fields behind planets in the shadow of our own moon. The Dominion expects enemies to meet them head-on in big battles. We do not plan to do that. Colonel Jang Min-woo, head of Earth's secret defense projects, had been listening quietly. Now he spoke for the first time. There are things about Earth's defenses that even some people in this room do not know. For 20 years we have been preparing for this exact situation. We are not as helpless as we appear. President Park studied the colonel's face. What kind of things? The kind that work better if our enemies do not know about them until it is too late. The debate continued for hours. Some leaders argued for submission. Others demanded resistance. As the sun set over the mountains, President Park called for a vote. All in favor of accepting the Dominion's terms? 7 hands went up. All in favor of rejecting their ultimatum? 15 hands rose into the air. President Park stood and walked to the communications console. He opened a channel to every broadcasting station on Earth. His message would go out to every human being on the planet, and to the alien ship waiting in orbit, people of Earth, and representatives of the Galactic Dominion. You have demanded our submission. You have threatened us with destruction if we refuse. You believe that fear will make us kneel. He paused and looked directly into the camera. You are wrong. Humanity has faced extinction before. We have faced enemies who seemed impossible to defeat. We have been told to surrender by forces that seem too powerful to resist. Each time we have given the same answer. The president's voice grew stronger. We are human beings. We bow to no one. We submit to no one. We will fight for our freedom until our last breath. And if you want to take that freedom from us, you will have to kill every single one of us to do it. He leaned closer to the camera. Come and take it. The transmission ended. Around the world, humans watched their screens in silence. Some were afraid. Others were proud. All of them knew that. Their lives had just changed forever. High above in orbit, Ambassador Velthera received the message. For the first time in 300 years of delivering ultimatums, a species had said no. The ambassador sent a signal to the Dominion fleet waiting at the edge of the solar system. The message was simple. Prepare for invasion. The humans have chosen death. But on the surface of the small blue planet, in bunkers and bases hidden around the world, humans were making their own preparations. They had 71 hours to get ready for the fight of their lives. President Park looked out at the alien ship hanging in the darkening sky. Let them come, he whispered. The countdown to war had begun. The 72 hours passed slowly. Earth's cities looked empty and dark from space. The alien ships moved closer, their weapons charging with deadly energy. Admiral Velcor commanded the Dominion invasion fleet from his flagship. He had conquered 47 worlds in his long career. This should be easy. The humans had primitive technology and few ships. Most of their fleet had disappeared, probably running away in fear. Begin the bombardment, he ordered. Target their major cities. First, leave enough survivors to serve as workers. The Dominion ships moved into Earth's atmosphere. Their massive forms cast shadows over the planet's surface. Weapon systems locked onto targets below, but something was wrong. Admiral, his weapons, officer reported. The cities appear to be empty. No life signs detected. Velcor studied his screens. The human cities were dark and silent. No movement, no energy signatures, nothing. Impossible. Where are the humans? Deep beneath the Himalayan mountains, Colonel Jiang Minwu sat in a command center that did not officially exist. Around him, dozens of technicians worked at control panels. Massive screens showed the alien ships moving into position above Earth's cities. They are taking the bait, he said into his headset. All units, prepare for Operation Firestorm. The cities the aliens were targeting were not real. They were holographic projections, created by technology Earth had been developing in secret for 20 years. The real cities were protected by massive underground shields powered by Earth's own core. Commander Yun Nara commanded the submarine space fleet from her ship deep in the Pacific Ocean. Around her, 50 attack vessels waited in hidden underwater bases. The aliens had no idea that humans could launch spaceships from beneath the ocean. Ghost drives are active, Contier, reported her navigation officer. We are invisible to their sensors. The ghost drive was humanity's greatest secret. It bent light and energy around ships, making them nearly impossible to detect. The technology came from studying alien signals for decades and learning how their sensors worked. All ships prepare to surface, Yoon ordered. Today we show these aliens what humans do to bullies. Captain Oh Sung-jin waited with his squadron behind the moon. 24 ships hid in the lunar shadows, engines cold, weapons ready. They had been there for 3 days, waiting for this moment. Sir, his sensor officer whispered, half there. Fleet is over the decoy cities. They are about to fire. Good. Let them waste their energy on empty air. The Dominion ships fired. Massive energy beams struck Earth's surface, turning sand into glass and rock into lava. The aliens expected to see burning cities and screaming humans. Instead, their weapons passed through empty holograms and hit nothing but dirt. What is happening? Admiral Velcor demanded. Where are the humans? His answer came in the form of 50 ships rising from Earth's oceans like metal whales. The ghost drives made them appear as if from nowhere, surrounding the alien fleet. Admiral, his tactical officer shouted. Ships appearing all around us. They were hiding underwater. Commander Yoon smiled as her fleet surrounded the confused aliens. All ships open fire. Show them what Earth's Navy can do. The underwater fleet attacked with weapons the aliens had never seen before. Humanity had studied Dominion technology for decades, learning its weaknesses. Their weapons were designed specifically to penetrate alien shields. The first wave of alien ships exploded in brilliant flashes of light. Behind the moon, Captain O received his signal. Lunar Squadron, attack! Hit them while they are confused. 24. Ships burst from the moon's shadow, their engines blazing. They struck the rear of the alien formation, catching them completely by surprise. More alien ships died in the first 30 seconds than in most entire battles. Admiral Velcor watched his fleet being destroyed by enemies that should not exist. How are they doing this? Our intelligence said they only had 100 ships. They hid them, sir, his officer replied. Underwater, behind planets, in asteroid fields. They planned this. From asteroid mining stations throughout the solar system, more human ships appeared. Captain Lee Min-jun led a squadron of converted mining vessels, their industrial lasers now turned into weapons. Mining Fleet Alpha, engage the enemy, he commanded. Let us dig their graves. The aliens found themselves fighting on all sides. Human ships appeared from everywhere, using hit-and-run tactics that made them impossible to catch. But the real surprise was yet to come. Deep in the Earth's crust, Dr. Shin Yujin activated the planetary defense grid. Massive weapons rose from hidden positions all over the planet. They had been built inside mountains under cities beneath the ocean floor. Planetary defenses online, she reported to Colonel Jang. Target the large ships first. Energy beams erupted from Earth's surface, striking the alien fleet from below. The Dominion ships were caught between the planet's weapons and the human fleet above. Impossible, Admiral Velcor screamed. They turned their entire planet into a fortress. General Han Mik-young coordinated the battle from her command center. She watched as alien ships died one by one, their formations breaking apart under the human assault. Sir, her aide reported, we have destroyed 60% of their invasion fleet. The rest are retreating. Let them go, Han ordered. We want survivors to tell the story. Admiral Velcor's damaged flagship limped away from Earth, followed by the few ships that survived the ambush. He had lost most of his fleet to a species that was supposed to be primitive and helpless. How? He asked his wounded officers. How did they do this? They prepared, sir, his tactical officer replied. They knew we were coming, and they spent years getting ready. Commander Yoon surfaced her ship to watch the alien fleet retreat. Around her, the ocean was filled with human vessels celebrating their victory. All ships, return to base, she ordered. This is only the beginning. Captain O watched the alien ships disappear into space. His squadron had not lost a single ship, while the enemy fleet was destroyed. Sir, his communications officer reported. We are receiving messages from all over the galaxy. Other species are asking if the reports are true. Did we really defeat a Dominion fleet? Tell them yes, O replied. Tell them humans do not surrender. In his command center, Colonel Jang looked at the battle reports. The trap had worked perfectly. The aliens had walked into a carefully planned ambush and humanity had won its first victory. But he knew this was just the beginning. The Dominion would send more ships, more weapons, more soldiers. Earth had shown it could fight, but the real war was just starting. President Park received the victory report with mixed feelings. They had won, but at what cost? The aliens would return with everything they had. Colonel, he asked, how long do we have? Maybe 6 months, sir. Maybe less. They will send their main fleet next time. Then we better use every day to prepare. The galaxy is watching us now. We cannot let them down. High above Earth, the stars looked different. They no longer seemed cold and distant. They were full of enemies and potential allies, all waiting to see what the humans would do next. The trap had worked, but the real test was still coming. News of Earth's victory spread across the galaxy like wildfire. For the first time in 1,000 years, someone had defeated a Dominion fleet. The impossible had happened. On the mining world of Kepler 442b, engineer So Kwang-min worked deep underground when he heard the broadcast. He stopped his drilling machine and listened in amazement. Attention all workers, the hidden rebel radio announced. The humans of Earth have destroyed 60 ships of the Dominion fleet. The Empire can be beaten. Around him, alien workers from dozens of species looked up from their tasks. Hope appeared in eyes that had been empty for generations. If the humans could fight back, maybe others could too. So Kwang-min had been part of the secret resistance for 10 years. They had hidden weapons, planned escapes, dreamed of freedom. But they had never acted because the Dominion seemed too powerful. Friends, he whispered to his work crew, Maybe it is time. Dr. Bae Ji-hyun worked without sleep in Earth's biggest research facility. Around her, thousands of scientists studied the wreckage of alien ships. Every piece of technology was being reverse-engineered and improved. "We have 6 months," she told her team. "Maybe less. We need to build ships, weapons, and defenses faster than anyone has ever built them before." The captured alien technology was amazing. Their computers were centuries ahead of human science. Their weapons could destroy mountains. Their engines could cross the galaxy in weeks. But humans had something the aliens lacked. They could look at any machine and figure out how to make it better. "Dr. Bae," her assistant called out, "we have figured out how their shield generators work. We can build them, but stronger." "Good. How long?" 2 weeks for the first prototype. 1 month for mass production. All over Earth, factories changed overnight. Car plants began building spaceships. Electronics companies made weapons. Even toy factories started producing military equipment. Captain Oh Sung-jin commanded the new ship UEC Prometheus, the first vessel to combine human and alien technology. His mission was to find allies among the galaxy's oppressed species. "Sir," his communication officer reported, "we are receiving signals from 17 different star systems. All are asking for help against the Dominion." "Set course for the nearest one," Oh ordered. "Let us see who wants to join our fight." The first world they visited was Proxima 7, home to the Chitaki insect people. For 300 years, they had been forced to work in alien factories, building weapons for their own oppression. Queen Zixara met with Captain O in secret. Her people looked like giant ants, but they were intelligent and kind. "Your species has done something wonderful," she said through her translator. "You have shown that the Dominion can bleed." "We want to help each other," O replied. "You know their weaknesses. We have new weapons. My people are ready to fight. We have been ready for centuries." Similar meetings happened on dozens of worlds. The aquatic Sultani provided intelligence about Dominion ship movements. The rock people called Vorthak offered their knowledge of mining and explosives. Even the peaceful Eldarians agreed to help by hiding human ships in their space. But Earth's greatest weapon was not technology or allies. It was the simple message they broadcast to every world: you do not have to be slaves anymore. Commander Park Soo-young led Earth's Information Warfare Division. Her job was to spread the truth across the galaxy using captured alien communication networks. "Every species that hears our message learns something important," she explained to President Park. "The Dominion is not invincible. They can be defeated." Her team hacked into alien news networks, military communications, even entertainment broadcasts. Everywhere they could reach, they shared the same message: Earth stands free, and others can too. The response was immediate. Rebellions started on mining worlds. Factory workers sabotaged production lines. Even some Dominion soldiers began to question their orders. War Marshal Thekran received reports of unrest throughout the Empire. 12 worlds had declared independence. Production was down 40%. His own officers were asking questions about the war. "How can one primitive planet cause so much trouble?" he demanded. "Sir," his intelligence chief replied, "they are not just fighting us. They are giving others hope. Hope is the most dangerous weapon in the galaxy. Then we will crush their hope along with their planet. Prepare the Grand Fleet." The Grand Fleet was the Dominion's ultimate weapon. 5,000 ships, including their planet-killer dreadnoughts. It had never been defeated in battle. But while the aliens prepared their massive fleet, humans were making their own plans. Dr. Shin Yujin made a breakthrough while studying captured alien prisoners. She discovered something amazing about Dominion psychology. "They cannot understand us," she explained to the military leaders. "For 1,000 years, every species they met either surrendered immediately or was destroyed quickly. They have never faced an enemy that kept fighting no matter what." "What does that mean?" asked General Han. "It means they do not know how to fight a war. They only know how to win battles. But humans know the difference." Admiral Kang Do-hyun was given command of Earth's largest fleet ever assembled. 200 ships, including 30 vessels built with combined human-alien technology. "Our job is not to defeat their main fleet," he told his captains. "Our job is to strike where they are weak. cut their supply lines, destroy their bases, make them fight our kind of war. The plan was ambitious. While the Dominion's Grand Fleet came to Earth, human forces would attack their supply worlds, their fuel stations, their communication centers. We cannot match their numbers, Admiral Kang explained, but we can make their numbers useless. On the industrial world of Zerion 7th, the Dominion stored fuel and supplies for their entire fleet. It was heavily defended, but it was also the key to their war effort. If we can destroy their logistics, Colonel Zhang said, their big fleet becomes just expensive decorations floating in space. The attack on Zerion 7 would be led by a joint human-alien force. For the first time in galactic history, multiple species would fight together against the Dominion. Captain Lee Minjin prepared his converted mining ships for the mission. We are not soldiers, he told his crew. We are miners, factory workers, farmers, but we are also humans, and humans do not give up. As the Dominion's Grand Fleet approached Earth, humanity's allies struck across the galaxy. The Chitaki destroyed weapon factories. The Sultani sabotaged fuel refineries. The Vorthak collapsed mining tunnels. President Park watched the reports come in from around the galaxy. Everywhere, species that had been slaves for generations were standing up and fighting back. What have we started? He asked Dr. Kim. A revolution, she replied. We showed them it was possible. Now they are making it happen. The galaxy would never be the same. The age of Dominion rule was ending, and the age of freedom was beginning. But the hardest battles were still ahead. 1 year had passed since Earth first refused to surrender. The galaxy was burning with rebellion, but the Dominion's response was pure evil. Instead of accepting defeat, they began destroying entire species. President Cho Hyemin had been elected during the war on promises to protect humanity first, but now she faced the hardest decision any leader had ever made. Ma'am, her aide reported, the Dominion has destroyed 12 more worlds in the past week. They are killing billions of innocent people. How many species have they wiped out completely? She asked. 7, ma'am. 7 entire species that will never exist again. Cho looked out at the stars from her office window. Earth was safe now, protected by the most powerful defenses in the galaxy. Humanity could survive even if the rest of the galaxy burned. But that was not who humans were. Call an emergency session of the War Council, she ordered. We cannot stand by and watch genocide. Captain Im Woo-jin stood before the largest fleet humanity had ever built. 300 ships filled the space around Earth, ready for the most dangerous mission in human history. Ladies and gentlemen, he said over the fleet communications, we are going to attack the Dominion's home system. Nexus Prime has never been conquered in 1,000 years of galactic history. The plan was simple and desperate. While the Dominion was spread across the galaxy committing genocide, their capital would be lightly defended. A fast strike could destroy their leadership and end the war. Sir, his tactical officer said quietly, intelligence says this is a suicide mission. Even if we win, most of us will not come home. I know, Im replied. That is why we are volunteers. Every person on this fleet chose to be here. Admiral Lee Soo-hyun commanded the escort fleet that would clear the way to Nexus Prime. Her ships were fast and deadly, designed to punch through enemy defenses. Remember, she told her captains, we are not here to conquer. We are here to free the galaxy from 1,000 years of tyranny. The journey to Nexus Prime took 3 weeks. Along the way, they passed dead worlds, their surfaces still glowing from Dominion planet killers. Each dead planet made the humans more determined to end this war. Dr. Shin Yujin had studied the Dominion's capital system for months. Nexus Prime was surrounded by massive orbital fortresses protected by energy shields, defended by automated weapon systems. The good news, she told the fleet commanders, is that they never expected anyone to attack their home. The bad news is that they have enough firepower to destroy our entire fleet 10 times over. What do you recommend? Asked Captain Im. Hit them fast, hit them hard, and pray to whatever gods you believe in. The attack began at dawn, Nexus Prime time. Human ships burst out of hyperspace directly above the Dominion capital, catching the defenders completely by surprise. All ships, Engage, Captain M ordered. For every dead world, for every enslaved species. Today we end this. The battle was like nothing the galaxy had ever seen. Human ships dove through impossible defensive networks, their crews knowing they would probably die but determined to complete their mission. Commander Yoon Nara led her squadron in a direct assault on the Dominion's central command tower. Energy, beams and missiles filled the space around her ship as she fought through layer after layer of defenses. "Ma'am," her pilot called out, "we are taking heavy damage. We cannot make it through." "Yes, we can," Nara replied calmly. "We are humans. We do not give up." Her ship was on fire and losing atmosphere, but she pressed on. Behind her, other human vessels followed, each one willing to die to give their friends a chance to succeed. Captain Lee Minjin's mining ships had been converted into massive bombs. His job was to ram the Dominion shield generators, destroying them so other ships could attack the Capitol buildings. "It has been an honor serving with you all," he said to his crews. "Tell my family I died free." His ship struck the shield generator at full speed, creating an explosion that could be seen from orbit. The shields flickered and died, leaving the Capitol defenseless. Admiral Lee Soo-hyun fought her way through the orbital defenses with only half her fleet remaining. Her ship was damaged, her crew was wounded, but her mission was not complete. "All remaining ships follow me," she ordered. "We end this now." The final assault on the Dominion leadership was led by volunteers who knew they would not survive. Captain Im Woo-jin broadcast humanity's final message to the galaxy as his ship dove toward the enemy capital. "People of the galaxy," he said, "we did not come here for conquest or revenge. We came because we believe that every thinking being has the right to be free. Today we die so that freedom can live." The human ships struck the Dominion's government complex like falling stars. Explosions lit up the capital city as the buildings that had ruled the galaxy for 1,000 years crumbled into dust. When the smoke cleared, the Dominion's leadership was gone. Their emperor, their generals, their entire ruling class had been wiped out in a single desperate attack. The cost was terrible. Of the 300 ships that attacked Nexus Prime, only 12 survived. Thousands of brave humans had died to give the galaxy its freedom, but their sacrifice was not in vain. With their leadership dead, the Dominion Empire collapsed in days. Worlds declared independence. Alien fleets surrendered. The age of galactic tyranny was over. On Earth, President Cho received the news with tears in her eyes. They had won, but the price had been almost too high to bear. "Ma'am," her aide said softly, "we are receiving surrender offers from Dominion forces throughout the galaxy. The war is over." "No," Cho replied. "The war is over, but the work is just beginning. Now we have to help the galaxy learn to live in peace." 10 years later, Ambassador Kwon Ji-won stood before the Galactic Council in the Great Hall on New Geneva Station. Representatives from 1,000 worlds sat before her, each one free to speak their mind. "Today we remember the humans who died at Nexus Prime," she said. "They gave their lives not for conquest but for a simple idea, that freedom is the birthright of every thinking being." The hall was silent as she continued. "We call it the human standard now, the idea that no one has the right to rule over others by force. The idea that every species, no matter how small or weak, deserves to choose its own path. In classrooms across the galaxy, children learned about the small blue planet that had looked at the mightiest empire in history and said, no. They learned about ordinary humans who became heroes when freedom was at stake. Captain Oh Sung-jin, now an old man, still patrolled the space lanes in his ship. The galaxy was at peace, but freedom required constant vigilance. "Sir," his young navigator asked, "why do humans still patrol the galaxy? The Dominion is gone." "Because, young one," Oh replied, "freedom is not something you win once and keep forever. It is something you must choose every day and defend when necessary." In the depths of space, human ships carried their eternal message. Freedom is not free, but its price is always worth paying. The Empire had demanded submission. Earth had answered with inferno. And in that fire, a galaxy had found its freedom. The stars no longer belonged to tyrants. They belonged to everyone who was brave. Enough to reach for them. The end.